You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Great to be with you again on Locked On Texas Tech on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Always free and available on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts. With the only Chris Level, I'm Casey Cowan. Chris, great to be back with you, dropping in for a primer here as we're heading towards a regular season finale with the Sun Devils of Arizona State. It's Tech and ASU from Tempe as the Red Raiders finish their regular season campaign on the road. Then it's off to the Big 12 tournament, NCAA tournament. We'll talk in just a moment about some of what might be on the line as far as this finale is concerned with a win or a loss. Also, of course, want to look back to the matchup that was round one in Lubbock because it was a wild experience, and one of the wilder ball games of the year. Was a win for the Red Raiders, but was not a smooth journey to that result. And, in general, I'd like to just kick off the conversation once again, reflecting back on, man, the success that you have found on the road this season. I don't know what's going to happen with this one, but neither here nor there. It won't change the fact that you've had one of your best ever. And for Grant McCaslin, apparently, not much new about this. He's accustomed to being successful on the road. Did it with his previous programs and doing it with Texas Tech, man. And I hope they can finish it the right way with what would be, their 8th Big 12 win, I think, away from Lubbock.
Yeah, and I said after the Kansas game, oh my, I'd ride that ride again. I don't know if I want to. This is like one of those roller coasters or whatever, or maybe the Tower of Terror type deal where you just drop like 10 straight floors. You're like, nothing fun about that. That's kind of the way I feel about this little matchup. I don't know if I would have wanted to ride that ride again after, but we're going to have to do that at the Desert Financial Arena there in Tempe.
You're already working on that one, the Desert Financial Arena. I like that.
That's what that's their building. It's very outdated. It's probably one of the worst arenas in the Big 12, and just like it needs a lot of help compared to what's out there. I think they spent a lot of their money building a hockey arena instead. So just to kind of give you an idea of where their mindset is at and what they are trying to fund. And
those Arizonans, Chris, prioritizing hockey always.
Yeah, and shout out to the Texas Tech hockey club too. But
that's right.
But yeah, I Desert Financial Arena needs a little you need to spiff it up a little bit. Okay, so as it relates to this matchup, though, man, this is 111-106 double overtime on, I believe it was February the 12th. So this is going to be a March the 8th game, so not quite a month later, but 4 weeks-ish. I think things have certainly changed with both teams. Keep in mind, that you were healthy on that night. You had your pieces, and you were 16.5-point favorite and whatnot. And it just
Arizona State didn't get that memo. Somebody forgot to tell them.
No, they just kind of came in, and it was just kind of one of those deals when it's like boom, boom.
The bucket was large.
Yeah, they shot. I want to look some of this stuff up just to make sure. They shot 48% in the first half, 62% from the field in the second half. For the game, they shot nearly 56%. I think, and remember, this was the game that Grant dove into the locker room chest first and slid. You survived it. You figured you find a way. They did, and you outlasted them. I was hopeful that this was an Arizona State team because as I'm leaving the building that night, I think, okay, no one, you got to play them again. I'm hoping, well, where is that jug of quit? I hope they just guzzle it. By the Yeti full and just have just shut it down. Unfortunately, they have not. Their box score from earlier this week in Tucson. We were familiar with this place. Shout out to the folks in Tucson.
I love it.
You've got an unbelievable home court advantage. It's so scary. Ever has before. It's so scary. It frightens me. I'm scared to walk into the McHale Center.
They're the originators of it. Nobody ever did it before them.
See, there's some subtle nuances to our lovely show here that if you haven't listened, you wouldn't know what we're getting into there. But those that have been with us, that are day oneers or everydayers or whatever, man, you would know. But these Sun Devils roll into Tucson. They put up 100 points. They turn the ball over 4 times.
Not bad.
4 times.
Not bad.
This is what gives me pause. This is what makes me nervous for a team that has absolutely nothing to lose. You're going to face them on senior night. And the guy that is going to beat you if you lose this game, and you've got plenty of opportunities that you could win this game, and you could end up blowing these guys out. I'm just saying, but the guy that gives me pause, the guy that makes me the most nervous is Alston Mason. He's a senior. It's going to be his last home game. He went for 33 the other night against the Wildcats and Caleb Love and all those things. You foul him out at the end of the game, end of maybe the first overtime, and I think that's when you were able to kind of push forward and kind of move on and outlast them, is when Mason departed the game. Since you played them, though, they have dismissed, like BJ Freeman. He played 45 minutes against you this first game. They have dismissed him. He is no longer on this team. Jaden Quaintance, who you did not play that first time, he has since come back, and I think the word is severe knee injury. You won't see him anymore. And then Adam Miller, who went for 22 points against you and played 43 minutes, he played all of 28 seconds versus the Wildcats the other night. They still scored 100. And so he's got a hit pointer, and I don't know what that looks like. So I don't know who you're going to see. I can tell you that Alston Mason makes me the most nervous, and I wish they'd drink the quit. But this is a 3-point game in Tucson with about 4 minutes to go. They're diving on the floor after loose balls. I just think they're playing really hard for Bobby Hurley right now, and I would expect them to do the same. You will have to go in and win this game and outlast them. They're not interested in playing a lot of defense now, Cowan. They're going to play defense like you and I did. Yeah, you get yours, I'll outscore you on the other end. They will give you kind of what you want, but it's just a scary game to get into because they can make them from all over the place. And why do I say that? We've seen this.
Yeah, we saw it.
We've seen this movie.
I think this is this was the game we saw a 3-pointer banked in from the corner. I didn't even know how that happened. I think somebody under the goal like swiveled it that direction or something.
I think one in each half.
Or 2?
Yes.
We got rid of those goals, man. We burned those goals.
I think one on each end of the floor. It was that's when I was just like, okay. I mean, I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
Backboard and everything.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious. I have on the screen matchup nightmare. Question mark. Because that was a word you used to me off the air. So is it something about an individual you've already named that makes you feel that way, or is it something they do collectively as a team? What makes you kind of think that?
I think that you nailed it right there when you said the word individual. Like, what scares you about this team is that it's not what they do schematically. It's that if they can isolate you and get into one-on-one situations, they have dudes that can just hoop. I think together they don't play very well. Individually, they play really well. And when you're not turning it over and you're getting clean looks that you can knock down, it's just a scary game to get into. They've got some confidence. They have nothing to lose. But that's like you need to – you're better collectively, like much better, right? Offensively, defensively, and all that. But like when you get into this game with these guys that just want to get up and down on a Sunday afternoon and just hoop and no conscience – like, I'm not getting taken out. There's nobody else to put in the game. It's a free flowing, so you gotta be very structured and disciplined and get these guys into foul trouble and really kind of grind away collectively at this group. And the focus on help defense. You just don't want them pouring them in and gaining a bunch of confidence and having a bunch of fun at your expense. Because they are capable. And there's some young pieces here. Joe Sansanin is a 5-star freshman. And he's now there's going to be a guy that plays in this game named Trevor Best that showed up in mid-December reporting for duty. He was like your Mariella Kuntak, and they have gone, okay, dude, yeah, here's your uniform, but like, okay, here, try to catch up and pay attention to what we're doing here. And he's out there, he's playing.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Yes, because they have nobody else. So I don't know if you're going to see 6 dudes, 7 dudes. I don't know what Adam Miller's situation will be, but Alston Mason is the guy that makes me the most nervous because he's the senior point guard and he caused you problems the first time.
Yeah. So do you feel like this game, is this one that can't really help you, but it can really hurt you if it goes the wrong way, or is there some more on the line possibly? First, today's episode brought to you by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for skilled trades with Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. And their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from more than 400 top brands, you're going to find exactly what you need, delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn to take your business to the next level. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM. That's supplyhouse.com/TM, and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with only a few clicks. Plus, use our promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's SH5 at supplyhouse.com. So do you feel like this game, is this one that can't really help you, but it can really hurt you if it goes the wrong way, or is there some more on the line possibly, even with a win? How do you approach it that way?
One, I do think this is what my favorite thing is, as scary as this may be based on the previous matchup, I do think you're not rolling in here to sleep. I don't buy it. I think anybody that watches the film, and Grant will be able to like look at these dudes and be like, you kidding me? You're taking, I just think that you will be locked in, and it's just a unique situation for a team that's 15th in the league that would be, but this is what you find yourself in. As far as like what is on the line here, yeah, I think you guarantee yourself the second place spot in this conference. That's a big deal to me, which means you would get the 6 o'clock game on Thursday in Kansas City, and you would go against the 7 seed if it held true, in that matchup. But this is a game that affects 2 seed, 3 seed, not just in Kansas City, but the week after. This isn't going to look just great on your resume if you take this L. And I don't think you'll get hammered for it. But is it the difference? And we won't ultimately know until we know. Is this the difference between going to Wichita or Denver? Is it difference between being a 2 here or a 4 there? I don't know. But I'd just, all things being equal, let's go ahead and win it.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things. Pay attention to the Kansas Arizona score. You need to root for the Jayhawks on the Saturday. As gross as that may feel, I don't feel that bad about it because I thought Caleb Love was kind of
easy to root against.
Yes.
Yes.
What my man Cowan said.
That's what you were searching for.
If he takes the L on Saturday, I won't cry any tears.
No.
So if you are tied with Arizona, you have the tiebreaker because you beat Houston. They did not, even though you played them twice. It's just the way this thing works. So if you're tied with them, you'll be you'll be the 2 seed. If they were to go in and beat Kansas, you lose Arizona State, you would drop to the 3 seed. So if you both win, if you both lose and you're tied, it's like you get the 2, they get the 3. If it's I just would prefer to go ahead and win it and not have to worry about it. But again, it would help that if Kansas beats Arizona. And, I just think that it's a better on paper route to trying to get to Saturday afternoon in Kansas City if you're worried about such things. But really, control what you can control. Guard Alston Mason, grind away at it. Grant needs to squeeze a lot out of his team in this one. And hopefully you get a normal road performance, which should equal an 8-2 road record if you get it done. 8-2 on the road. Wild.
Another dog that will hunt on any occasion, any season. So hope to see a lot more of that in the future. And yeah, you're right. I think the film from the first matchup should be easy to utilize for Coach McCaslin and his staff and getting the guys' attention. Nobody's put up any more against the Red Raiders, I don't think, this year. 106, and there was some extra time, but still, nonetheless, was eye-popping that day. Thankfully, we survived.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, I just do not. I think that this one will, like, you'll have to go earn it. I just do not expect Arizona State to just show up and like mail it in or quit or whatever. I think that if you win this one, it's going to take a lot, and you'll have to, because you just have to deal with, and like what lead is safe. When we saw them pouring them in from everywhere, banking them in, like if you're up 15 with like 10 to go, you're like, okay, we're done. No, I'll be like, boy, you better get some more stops. You better get that thing to 20. I mean, just how it goes. Yeah. Oddly enough, they're 1-8 at home. Is Arizona State? Yeah, their one win is over the Buffs that you just beat. That's the only game in conference that they've won at home. So it's just everybody's gone in there and won. So that's why I'm saying it's just like it's not going to get just hammered with this thing. But you just want to you want to maneuver your way through it. I did have somebody tell me you can get tickets to this thing. I had a tech buddy that told me he's sitting on scholarship row, like their front row, and he bought them for like 150, I think 150 each. They were on so if you want a fun trip this weekend and you whatever, and you get out into some sunshine and get away from the wind and go play a little golf and whatever, you can. And Tempe's awesome. It's just right. It's just it's connected to Phoenix. It's kind of like Norman, Oklahoma City, but actually maybe even closer. Spend some time on Mill Avenue on a Friday night or Saturday after the game. You will enjoy, promise you, that. And sorry about the arena. It's old and not updated, but it is what it is. My last time in there, the Red Raiders lost. So
we're trying to bring these Pac-12 hillbillies along.
I know.
They just don't know. You can't. You don't know what you don't know. And when you're out in the boonies, the sticks, the exiled land of
a hockey arena.
Yeah,
like
shout out to the Coyotes, though. Do they still exist? Arizona Coyotes,
and that's why, that's part of the connection there. And
great Paul Bissonnette. All right, Chris, appreciate a little extra time to get ready for the final salvo of this regular season. From Tempe, man, safe travels, and when we get back together, we'll be talking postseason hoops, conference action coming up, conference tournament action, and then, of course, the big dance a little further down the road. So looking forward to it, man. We'll see you for the next one.
Yeah, a lot to be determined next time we visit and go over, and life will look a lot different. We'll have some football discussion we can get into, and we'll know, everything from then on is postseason basketball. The next time we discuss things, as you are in one and done scenarios from there going forward. So that creates a different level to this deal. But appreciate you, Cowan, for being a partner on this deal. And good stuff. So guns up. Hope to see everybody in Tempe or Kansas City next week. And we will be with you every step of the way.
There you go. So get subscribed on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts so you never miss an episode. Thanks to the Everydayers for always being out there, and shout out to the Matador Mob as well. If you're interested in becoming a Matador Mob insider, just hit the show notes to find a link to a free 14-day trial. That's your direct line to Chris and myself with one-on-one text sent straight to your phone. For Chris, I'm Casey. Thanks as always for the time, and we hope to see you back for the next round on Locked On Texas Tech.